Trump just created a massive buying opportunity today, and this has been in the works. I explained to you guys in previous videos over the past month, in fact, over the past year in my Discord to my students have explained that there's $7 trillion on the sidelines that needs to come into the stock market, and likely the market would come down in order to buy in all of that money. This is really going to be a huge buying opportunity with these tariffs now paused. So if you really want to take advantage of this opportunity to learn and grow, because this is a wealth building moment, I have my free masterclass webinar this Friday, April 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. I would love to help you understand the market better, and I am driven to help you grow your portfolio. Don't miss the opportunity. Very limited spots remain this Friday, April 11th. The link is in the information box below. I look forward to seeing you there. Fast forward January, February 2025, the markets are crashing on tariffs and uncertainty, and then we get the ultimate Trump put that I've been telling you about in previous videos over the past few weeks, and that took place this morning. As you guys can see on the screen, Donald Trump said, "This is a great time to buy." He also said, "Be cool, everything's going to work out. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before." Shortly after that, he made a post that says, and I quote, "Based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I am hereby raising the tariff charge to China by the United States to 125%, effective immediately. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the old days of ripping off the United States and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable." Conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have called representatives of the United States, including the Departments of Commerce, Treasury, and the USTR, to negotiate a solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barrier tariffs, currency manipulation, and non-monetary tariffs, and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States, I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lowered reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Thank you for your attention in this matter. This is exactly what I've been explaining to you guys when I told you that the U.S. was going to be implementing tariffs, and I told everyone in previous videos that no one's really in a position to reciprocate tariffs against the United States, that it would not lead to any positive outcome, and that this was a tactic to negotiate better deals. This was, in my opinion, a power move. And now that he's gained the world respect and everybody's working together, it leaves China on the out, which is good because we're essentially trying to eliminate this debt to China. And if the entire world is happy and China's the only one with tariffs, that makes it pretty much perfect for us because the whole world will be getting along exactly like we should with great trade, and eventually China will follow. And this is a great buying opportunity, like I've said many times in the past. I've explained this to my students in Discord for over a year. We've been talking about this money coming in from the sidelines. So if you're new to trading, or maybe you're trying to retire or get better, and you're looking at how to implement better strategies, how to implement strategies in a bearish and volatile market like we've had, or even if the market is bullish and you just want to overall understand the market better and learn how to make more money and be successful, I have my free masterclass webinar this Friday, April 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Link is in the information box below, and time is running out, so you want to get registered for that right away. I will have a huge announcement during this webinar, so you won't want to miss it. I'll have a Q&A to answer all of your questions. Essentially, there's going to be a lot of money to be made in this market, and it's only going to get better. Because it's a 90-day pause on these tariffs while they're negotiating deals, obviously there's going to be deals being worked out. So this is only going to get better. And I explained to you guys how maybe this is a little bit of a manipulation thing going on. We don't really know, but Trump said to buy, and then the stock market flew based on his news. And I've told you guys this in the past, that the Trump put would return, and it looks like that was today. So the market's value right now, where stocks are today, are unlikely to go below. Now, there's probably going to be some profit selling. It's hard to say exactly where the stock market's going to go in the coming weeks or months, but it's unlikely to dip much lower than where it's at now. Based on this Trump put, it's likely we have rallies going forward, and even with profit taking or any types of fears going on, I would think it's more unlikely that the stock market would go down, and what we saw was definitely a floor, so it seems. So this is a very good buying opportunity as far as dollar cost averaging and getting into better positions. And every time a country strikes a deal with the United States going forward, it's only going to be better for the market and for the current economic situation. So you can see right here, the futures have also gapped up. Anytime anytime you have a situation like this where we see a break of structure, which you can see right here, and a change of character, this is the official turning point of the market. The markets have reversed. It's official. This has become the new support. We're working our way up. This is your break of structure right here on the futures. So that's happened. Let's look at Tesla. And we can see on Tesla, same thing. The break of structure is complete. We have this line right there. That is the break of structure. That is the break of structure right there. We look at the SPY. I've noticed this on all the stocks. We have a very nice W for win, which at this point in time, you can't even rule it out as being intentional. We have ourselves a very nice W. Knowing Trump the way he is, really can't even rule this out. I know that's kind of crazy, but when you look at it, every stock's in a W pattern, and it W for win. We're right above the bottom right here. Microsoft is at 392, which is the highest price we've had since the middle of March, and that is cutting a 2-week low, and we're back up again. We look at Google, and again, a W. This is very good. We have broken the bottom, change of character. We're up here, and as long as we hold 157 here, we hold these previous lows, or these previous highs, so to speak, right here along this line, which would be 157 on Google. We're looking at 382 on Microsoft, and on Meta, we're just about breaking that. We really need to break 590. We're there. We're trying. Meta's not quite all the way there. When we look at the VIX, it's already broken its structure, but to officially break its structure, it has to come down, really needs to be down in the $30 or in the 24. So between 24 and 30, we got to see that on the VIX. We look at Wayfair, another W. Yet again, Wayfair is holding strong at trying to break the 30 mark. And we look at Apple. It's pretty much the exact same thing. It's on its way up. It hasn't recovered fully. The tariffs on China is going to hurt Apple a little bit, one would think, because of where they get all of their products. Ford all the way back up to 943 again. Absolutely awesome. Beautiful to see this. The market is rallying like crazy today. A nice W here on a firm. Needs to pull up a little more to fully break this structure and to be a full change of character and break a structure. It's got to go into the 50 range. We're about $5 out. A firm needs a little bit more of a push. Got to push a firm up there. So they're all looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA. The Chinese market is actually recovering somewhat, but they're on a 7-year down, so we don't even really need to look at that. And another W, complete break of structure, change of character. Everything looks good on NVIDIA. Very, very strong. We even look at AMD. It's the exact same thing. Almost a perfect W. We have a little ways to go. We really need 103. We really, really need 103 on AMD. I'd like to see that, but it looks like it's coming. We're going to go over here. GE, another American company, big W right there. We look at SoFi, another W. We still have a ways to go. I'd like to see SoFi hold above 1140. It's struggling, but as long as we hold this or higher, we're good. I'd like to see it break 1250 again. Palantir is another big W. We have broken the structure at 88. Change of character happened at 81 and 84 and again at 90. We're at 91. Palantir, complete reversal. The market, complete reversal. Everything is looking really strong. So there's a video of Donald Trump. I want to show this to you guys right now. Let's take a listen.
Get the president speaking.
To us on trade, not only with, if you look at it, not only with China, but China was by far the biggest abuser in history, and others also, but somebody had to do it. They had to stop because it was not sustainable. Last year, China made $1 trillion off trade with the United States. That's not right. And now I've reversed it. It's for a short period of time, but we made $2 billion. We're making now $2 billion a day. And somebody had to do it. Roger actually said it. Charles Schwab was here a little while ago, one of the great financial people, and he said, he's been waiting for 40 years for somebody to do what I did over the last month. And if you didn't do it, you wouldn't have a country. It wouldn't be sustainable. So I'm honored to have done it. And, look, nothing's over yet, but we have a tremendous amount of spirit from other countries, including China. China wants to make a deal. They just don't know how quite to go about it. It's one of those things they don't know how quite. They're proud people. And President Xi's a proud man. I know him very well. And they don't know quite how to go about it, but they'll figure it out. They're in the process of figuring it out, but they want to make a deal. And we have many other countries, as you know, many more than 75, and they all want to come. And they want to come here, or they'll go to Commerce, or they'll go to Treasury. We have our great senators here and congressmen. They'll call John, they'll do somebody, they'll go through somebody, but they're all calling, how do we do this? They all want to make a deal. Somebody had to do what we did, and I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to work out amazing. I think that our country is going to be at the end of a year or shorter, but I think we're going to have something that nobody would have dreamt possible. A man like Roger Penske, I don't want to get him in trouble with China, so I won't, but he would know that someday you have to cut the bow and you have to do what you have to do, right, Roger? And that's what I did, and I'm very happy to have done it.
Mr. President,
was there anyone
the Prime Minister of Greece just told Breitbart's Matt Boyle that he thinks absolutely the European Union and the United States could work out a trade deal that's win-win and, quote, mutually beneficial to both sides. What do you think about the Prime Minister's comments, and do you think a deal could be struck with the European Union?
First of all, I know him. He's a good man, and I appreciate his comments. Yeah, a deal could be made with every one of them. A deal's going to be made with China. A deal's going to be made with every one of them, and there'll be fair deals. I just want fair. They will be fair deals for everybody, but they weren't fair to the United States. They were sucking us dry, and you can't do that. You know, we have $36 trillion of debt for a reason. We don't have it there for fun. They have it for a reason, and people took advantage of our country, and they ripped us off for decades. I've been thinking about this for decades. If you ever saw me on television, I was young like these guys. And it was a good old days, I'll tell you, Roger. But I was like these guys, young, and I was talking about it. Nothing changed, and nothing was done about it. Then I did it. In my first term, I did it, and did it well. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China and others. And I started the process, but then we had to fix up from the COVID mess caused by China. We had to fix up from that, and we did a good job of doing it. And when we handed back the reins after a rigged election, and when we handed back the reins, the stock market was higher than it was before COVID coming in. So, you know, we did a great job, but we didn't have time to do the big thing, which we're doing now. And it's, it's like a patient is sick, you have to do surgery. Patient is very, very sick. And Joe Biden handed us over a country that was in very serious trouble, economically and in every other way. They let China run away with things. They let other countries run away with things. And maybe worst of all, in a certain way, is what they did at the border. We had people pouring into our country by the millions. Many of them were murderers and drug lords and thieves and people from prisons from all over the world. And there were people from mental institutions, insane asylums. They were taking their mentally insane, and they were dumping them into our country. And I'll tell you, Tom Homan and Kristi Noem are doing a fantastic job in removing them. And now the courts, the Supreme Court just gave us numerous good rulings where we have to be able to get them out. You had other judges trying to take over the system. And think of it, they take over. They want these people coming back. Tren de Aragua from Venezuela, the Venezuela jails that cut off the fingers of a man in Colorado. They cut off his fingers because he called the police looking for help. They said, "Did you call the police?" He said, "Yes, I did." "Put your hand down," and they cut off the fingers. This is what they want to bring these people back now. And I want to thank the president of El Salvador for the job he's done, because that's the way it has to be done. And it's too bad. Yeah, please.
Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, they've been talking about tariffs for decades. How come when these Democrat elites want tariffs, everything's hunky-dory, but when President Trump wants tariffs, all hell breaks loose? Do you see this double standard?
I love this guy, whoever the hell that is. That's really nice. I appreciate that question. No, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, everybody knew you had to do it, but they never had the guts to do it. It does take guts. It even takes guts for our country to go through it. That's why I say be cool. They were saying about, just be cool. It's going to work out. It's going to work out, and it's working out. I can tell you, working out maybe faster than I thought.
So you see, Trump said that things would work out. And he also said deals are going to be made. And he said even with China, deals would be made. And he's confident this would happen. He believes China wants to make a deal, but doesn't have the ability to know how to make a deal or what deal to make. So it could take longer. He was also asked a question why Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer talked about tariffs in the past, and that was okay. But then when he talks about them or implements them, it's not okay. And talked about the double standard. There has been that issue going on for quite some time. We're not going to dive into the political mess of that. All we know here is that everything has pretty much worked out and the stock market is in full recovery. Big bounce up today, 90-day pause on the tariffs. There seems to be a lot of money in the market that has been moving around in silence, so to speak. And just a couple of days ago, it was announced that the tariffs were paused, and the White House responded that this was not true. It was fake news, and the markets had jumped up quite a bit. I feel like that was a test run for today. I told you guys the stock market would flip today, and it's exactly what it did. However, it seems to me like there's been a lot of intentional things going on. I'm not trying to point the blame. There's no certainty of it, but it definitely smells fishy around the market right now with the way things have went all the way down, went up a little bit on fake news, and then now they run and the tariffs are paused, which seems to be a repeat of just a few days ago. And not to mention, we knew there was $7 trillion sitting on the sidelines that needed to come into the market, and it seems like the market was tanked intentionally with tariffs to target China and to target better deals at the exact same time, simultaneously. Bartering deals with tariffs, bringing the market down, getting the money into the market, and then making deals on tariffs while putting China in a hot seat alone by themselves, locked away, so this way they'll make an even better deal. It seems to me like it's pretty much mostly intentional, but I don't really want to say that for sure because there's no real way to prove it or know sure. But we all know this does not seem right at all. I sympathize with you guys. A lot of people lost a lot of money, and this is terrible. I'm not happy about it, but at the same time, the market is recovering, and I just hope that everybody's doing a lot better. And if you're not doing better, or you'd like to be doing even better than you are right now, I would love to help you, coach you, mentor you, and learn how to invest in the stock market like I've been teaching my students, not selling positions when the market was down, waiting for the recovery and making profits. Because for anybody who held on like I did, we are recovering all of our money. If you sold for losses right now, you're probably feeling very, very upset about the situation, but this is kind of the norm in the stock market. It's not there for you to make money, and I want to show you how to change and turn that around. My free masterclass webinar is where you want to be this Friday, April 11th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. I put a link down in the information box below. Limited spots remain. Huge announcement will be made at this webinar. You don't want to miss it. I really want to help you guys understand the market better like I'm teaching my students. I want to teach you the same thing and show you how you can understand this market better and help you grow your portfolio, which is what drives me every single day. I will see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourselves.